And we're live.
Hey, Cody, who's online with us?
We have Trustee Pandolfi online.
All right. We'll just wait a minute or so to see if Joycelyn logs on.
We do not have a form, so we'll just
Waiting.
wait, and then she would just present, and that's.
Trustee Virgo is joining now and should hopefully be online soon.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Are we online yet?
We are.
Okay. Have we called the meeting to order yet?
No.
Okay. So I'd like to go ahead and call the meeting to order.
It appears Trustee Virgo just dropped off of the Zoom meeting. Let me send her an email.
Okay, I don't know what happened, but I am back. Okay. Technology is wonderful, isn't it? Trying to do this on my handy dandy little phone today. Pull up my meeting notes. Okay, so we've done the roll call?
Yeah.
Okay. Next on the agenda is the,
Roll call.
okay, yeah, go ahead and run the roll call.
Trustee Wykoff. Trustee Weezy. Trustee Thevis. Trustee Pandolfi.
Here.
Trustee Stepp. Trustee Wilson. And Trustee Virgo.
Here.
We can proceed, but we do not have a form.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Next up is approval. You can't approve the agenda then, right?
No.
Without a quorum?
Correct.
Or can we approve the agenda? We just can't vote.
Well, we could still proceed with the meeting because we don't have any other voting items that are not procedural. So, we can still move ahead with the agenda. Well, with the item on the agenda.
Okay, so let's go ahead and proceed with the item on the agenda. However, we will not be taking any votes tonight unless we miraculously get a quorum. Okay, thank you.
Well,
So next,
So next, we're gonna turn it over to Jennifer Ridley, who's gonna give the committee an update on our health insurance and benefits.
okay, thank you.
So, yeah, great. It's that time of year when we evaluate our employee benefit insurance plans, we make decisions for the upcoming calendar year. We review all of our options, for health, dental, vision, life, and long-term disability insurance. We can go ahead and go to the first slide. Just as a refresher, in 2011, the library elected to move to a cost-plus funding model for health insurance that allows the library flexibility in plan design and premium contribution amounts that are required from MCPL and for our covered employees. This has allowed us to prioritize plan stability for staff and enabled us to make, keep changes to a minimum. We've made only one change to the plan and premium contributions since 2013. And the plan design and premium contribution amounts from staff have remained the same since 2019. We go to the next slide. This is a chart that's gives us a little bit of a visual about the elements that make up the cost plus funding model. We pay for fixed costs and claims costs. The fixed costs are the amounts that we pay to the insurance company. In this case, it's Blue KC for processing claims, for participation in their networks, and for the stop loss coverage that protects MCPL in the case of catastrophic claims costs. You can see this is a chart from 2019 through what we're projected to see as plan costs for through the end of 2024. And of course, there's always going to be increases. Medical inflation usually tracks above regular inflation. Have a little bit of a blip there in 2020 and 2021 because COVID reduced the amount of preventive care that people were able to seek, as well as elective type procedures that people would typically be doing. So there's a little bit of a blip in those particular years, but you can see it click up as we get closer and closer to this year, where we see a pretty significant jump. In the past 12 months, we've seen a rise in costs that exceeded our fiscal year 23-24 budget for health claims by a little more than $500,000. We were seeing this for the first 8 months of 2023. Our average monthly claims cost was $228,000. And then for the next 8 months, from September of 2023 through April of 2024, that average monthly claims cost jumps to $380,000. So we could see a little bit of creeping up in claims costs when we did our planning last year with Lockton, and they ran an analysis. So we made an adjustment to, and we talked about that in this personnel committee meeting last November, where we went to a $125,000 per covered person deductible for the library on our stop loss insurance. And that change actually did save us $438,000 in stop loss premiums and helped make up for that $500,000 in additional claims that were above projection as we moved through the end of fiscal year 23-24. Those changes, temporarily mitigated the impact of those increased claim costs on staff, but we did end up with less in the health insurance fund at the fiscal year end than we projected. So that meant that that changes to the health plan design and premium contributions from staff can't be avoided for 2025. If we look at the next slide, you can see what those changes how those changes will impact staff. For January 2025, there will be an increase in premium contributions from all staff who participate in the health plan. Full-time employees will be required to contribute $35 a pay period, full-time people who are covered on the plan. And then there's you can see the increase amounts there on the slide for the additional tiers for people who cover their family members. These contributions are deducted pre-tax or tax-free, so the amount of it reduces the impact on staff in terms of they will have to pay less taxes. Less taxes will be withheld from their check. So those full amounts, they shouldn't see that full amount of a decrease in there when those January paychecks come. In addition, we kept the deductible, the co-insurance and the out-of-pocket maximum the same, but we did make some modest changes to co-pays for doctor's office visits, urgent care visits, and then for non-generic medications that are on tier 2 and tier 3 of our prescription drug plan. Let me go to the next slide. This slide is just the cost analysis and review for the actual health insurance fund and what we are looking at for through the end of the fiscal year to show that we are this plan with the projections. If the projections work like they're supposed to work, that's always it remains a guessing game. But based on our claims history and the analysis that's run, this analysis shows that we should still be above the minimum that is required to be in the fund by policy. With that increase on there that to the employee contributions, we still have the budgeted amount that comes from the operating budget that gets transferred into the health insurance fund to help pay for those claims. And then, of course, we'll be reevaluating this as we move into budgeting season here in the spring to see where we're at and how those things can, how those items would be impacted. For the 2026 plan year, it's our intent to provide some choice for staff, so not this year, but the following year, on our health insurance plan by potentially offering a qualified high deductible plan with a health savings account. These plans tend to cost less overall, and they would that additional benefit of the health savings account allow employees to retain savings of their out-of-pocket expenses in an account that they own and can take with them when they leave MCPL. Those funds, of course, can be spent on health expenses for the covered plan year, or the balance is rolled over to use in future years for health expenses. So our goal this year as we move through 2025 is we want to provide opportunities for staff to learn more about how this type of plan works and how to access the available tools that we have that are currently out there to assist them in shopping for lower prices on their medical procedures and devices and prescription drugs. So I'm at the end of the health insurance portion. If anybody has any questions, that's the biggest chunk of this. Yes, sir.
Yeah, excuse me, you mentioned the payments are according to the pay periods, and those are bi-weekly or semi-monthly?
They are bi-weekly, and so we do have 2 pay periods a year that are deduction free as far as voluntary and premium deduction. So we can keep that an even split. But yes, they are bi-weekly at this point. So yay for that. Okay. All right, these are this is just a quick run through of the other benefits and where we stand on these benefits and the contracts and things that are related to them. Dental insurance remains with Blue KC. That contract is not due for renewal until 2026 plan year. We will market that plan. We like to do that when the contracts for some of these benefits are up for renewal, so that we can make sure that we're getting the best coverage for the best price for us and for staff. So we will market that for 1/1/26. We remain with Blue KC for vision insurance. That contract ended. It had a 2-year rate guarantee. So we're on a 1-year contract this year. That increased for about $1,800 for everything for the entire year. We will market that again as well for 2026. Often the folks that cover dental and vision often package those two things together and will give more of a price break if you cover both with the same company. So right now, both of those are with Blue KC. For life and long-term disability insurance, we are moving to Mutual of Omaha as our provider. We did market that this summer, went out to market to check rates, and Mutual of Omaha provide us with rate quotes that should save the library about $5,000 a year with a 3-year rate guarantee, which is great, and also provide good rates. They also will be the vendor for the voluntary life and accidental death insurance that employees can purchase. That's in addition to what that the library provides for them. Flexible spending accounts, we do offer healthcare and dependent care FSAs for staff. We are moving to a different vendor. We've been with the same vendor for a really long time. There's a nominal savings on fees for this move, but this switch was primarily due to their funding model, and customer service model is just matches better with our needs on the backside. They have a really good user-friendly website, and their reporting and funding model is just going to match up better with what we need. We do offer access to additional voluntary benefits for staff that they can purchase at group rates. We offer AFLAC voluntary products, their whole suite of products, legal and identity theft insurance, as well as pet insurance. We did add a pet insurance vendor this year with some better rates and easier to use policies. So staff are happy about that. We also have an employee assistance program. That program provides short-term counseling as well as referral services for staff to help them with their work-life harmony and balance, the things that impact us all. And that program is incredibly useful to us and incredibly useful to staff. And then retirement, of course, we participate in the local government employees retirement system, loggers. We just got back from that annual meeting. And as well as we provide, and we contribute, the library contributes to that. We also provide access to a 457B retirement savings plan through Empower. And that is actually available to all staff. The library administers the plan. We don't do any contributions to that plan, but it is an additional savings vehicle for staff to be able to save for their own retirement. So that's all I've got. I'm open for questions if there are any. This exciting presentation.
So just to confirm, these measures are now in place?
Yes.
Okay, and they've been communicated among the employee base?
Yes, so we're in the middle of open enrollment right now. Anytime you make a change to plan design or contributions, there's going to be questions. But we shared the information about what we're up against and what we want to try and do to try to help with that response. It's anytime you're doing it, it's a little bit of a bummer, and I understand that is, but
yeah, I was just wondering about the response that you're getting.
Mm-hmm. I think that it was interesting. I had a conversation with someone today about it, and they pointed out for themselves that it was the first time in a while that they've actually looked at what their plan is costing versus what, because they had, other members of their family on their plan, and now they're able to do some adjusting. They're actually going to be spending less money because they're moving, family members around, and that can happen when things are the same for a while. Everything kind of gets on autopilot. And the conversations that I've had with staff are more asking questions and answering about why things, go the way that they do. And we have tried really hard. The board has supported us in that, in trying to keep, costs, any impact of what happens out there with this, ever increasing costs in medical insurance and trying to minimize the impact for everyone is what the goal of, always is and continues to be, so.
Sure. Right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ron. That's a good question. Anyone else has any questions? Thank you, Jennifer, for such a good presentation on this.
Thank you, Jennifer. That's all we have to present. Related to personnel, there's no other business that I'm aware of.
Okay, there's no other business. So next steps on this is there are really no next steps. Next time this is totally within the purview of the administration. It's not an unusual move for an organization of our size. I think it's commendable that we've gone this long without needing to do this, without making this choice. I'll put it that way. But thank you for your hard work on this and making it as pain-free as possible.
Painless as possible, pain as
I
possible.
don't want to say, yeah, as painless as possible. But I think that in today's environment that we have done quite well in keeping this portion away, but at some point it catches us, and this year it did. So thank you for that wonderful presentation. And if there's no other business, I would seek to take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Move to second it. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.